Legacy Precious Metals is the company that I trust to give you good and patient counsel for investing in your retirement. The Biden administration has caused a financial crisis, and they have no clue how to fix it. Oil prices have skyrocketed, and when oil prices go up, not only do your expenses go up, but the cost of transportation and shipping spikes, leading the prices of goods to rise. And we are already seeing record inflation. That's the last thing that we need. Our economy is in trouble, and you need to take steps to protect yourself. If all your money is tied up in stocks, bonds, and traditional markets, you may be vulnerable. So gold is one of the very best ways to protect your retirement. No matter what happens, you own your own gold. It's real, it's physical, and it's always been valuable since the dawn of time. Call Legacy Precious Metals today at 866-528-1903 or visit them online at legacypminvestments.com. That's legacypminvestments.com, where you can download the free investor's guide. You can also go to my Facebook page, Jenna Ellis. I am a public figure on Facebook, and I just posted yesterday a really great interview with the president of Legacy Precious Metals, who is discussing why you need to start your retirement account even if you're in your 20s or 30s. There is always a great time to protect your retirement and invest, just like you want to protect your health over the long term. So go to Legacy Precious Metals at legacypminvestments.com or call 866-528-1903.
As a constitutional law attorney, former senior legal advisor, and personal counsel to President Donald J. Trump, Jenna Ellis believes in the rule of law and the importance of integrity in our elections. And she's ready to tackle the big cultural and legal issues facing America. This is the Jenna Ellis Show. Here is your host, Jenna Ellis.
Hi, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Jenna Ellis Show. And I am on the campaign trail in Texas with my very good friend Don Huffines, who is here. And he, of course, is running for governor of the great state of Texas. And we need to have a real Republican in every office at every level. And Don Huffines is the man for Texas. So I have endorsed him. I'm here campaigning for the second time. So thank you for having me back in Texas, Don. It's great to be with you.
Well, thank you, Jenna. I appreciate you coming down to Texas and helping out on the campaign.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. It's been such a great time. And we are 2 weeks away from early voting in Texas. So how has the campaign gone so far?
We've got tremendous momentum. We're right on schedule where we thought we would be, and our goal, of course, is to make sure Abbott's in the runoff. That means he's got to get less than 50% of the vote, and that we're finishing second or first, and we're right on track to do that. We're raising a lot of money, millions of dollars. We've got 12 field offices open across the state to get the message out, to act as mini campaign offices, so people can come in and pick up signs and volunteer. And that's unprecedented. No one's ever done that. No one's ever raised this kind of money before in a primary challenge race, because I tell you, it's just Texas Republican primary voters are smart, and they're on fire about getting Abbott out of there. And they know it's a failed administration and he's a fraudulent conservative.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw that just this past weekend with Abbott being on stage with President Trump at his rally and actually getting booed. He had to say Donald Trump's name, I think 26, 27 times. It was really embarrassing. And the contrast there of the Texans who saw that, and then you're out there actually talking to people because you're not afraid of your platform, where Abbott isn't even showing up at the event tonight because he doesn't want to have to defend his administration.
No, hey, if I was him, I wouldn't want to show up either. I'd be running for my record if I was him. But I love to stand for my record. My record speaks for itself. I was in the Senate, the Texas Senate, from 14 to 18, and representing the north half of Dallas County. And I like to say this, what do we really do when we talk to candidates? We hear candidates talk and campaign, and we're trying to discern, are they really going to honor what they're saying? Are they going to live up to their campaign promises? Can you trust them? Are they honest? And because we're so used to being lied to.
Yeah.
I mean, most candidates are they know it. And they'll campaign one way, and they're going to go and govern a different way. Once they get caught up in the swamp gas and everything, I was got a PhD in that swamp. and so I love being accountable. I love running on my record. I delivered on all my previous campaign promises and more, and I was always ranked one of the top most conservative senators in Texas history. So I'm excited to put that out there and show everybody they're not taking a risk with me.
Yeah, and that's great to have someone who actually understands this, understands how Texas politics work, and that's actually something also that distinguishes you from Alan West, who of course is running, and a lot of you have actually asked me why I'm supporting Don Huffines over Alan West. And, he's been in the state about 5 minutes. He's not a born and bred Texan like you and have that experience. And for a lot of people to see, some of the policies that have contrasted, I think that you are a genuine conservative in all of the boxes, and you also have that record that you are running on, that you are defending. And also, it's been interesting to see over the last year since you've ran your campaign, you're actually kind of the governor of Texas already because you've done a lot of policies that then Abbott is following your lead. So that's been fantastic.
It is. We are directing the narrative in the state, and we were all last session also for over a year now because Abbott knew that I was after him, and I'm going to give him a retirement party, and he knows that. But it's not just him; it's all the other candidates. And I'm just at a real distinct advantage, I like to say, because I'm not interested in a new job or a new career. I'm not going to take a salary or anything else already. And I proved I would do that when I was a state senator. I'm the only elected office holder in the history of Texas never to take any money from the state for any reason. And so I'm not worried about my political career. I'm worried about solving the problems that affect Texas, and we have the solutions. And that really puts us at an advantage. Because Abbott's a career politician. He's only interested in his career, 30 years in office. He's a political windsock. And I don't know why the other Alan or other people are running, but I know I'm a business guy. I'm here to solve the problems. We've got the solutions. The motto of my company is seeing beyond the obvious. And of course, I'm going to take that to Austin. And I like to say the paradigm of our past doesn't dictate our future or how we've operated. And the Huffines administration is going to be really different. Here's another way you can judge candidates is how do they campaign? What are they saying on the campaign trail? Are they giving you specific solutions to problems? And very rarely will you ever hear that because you know why? They don't want to be accountable.
Right.
The more specific they get, the easier it is for the voters to hold them accountable.
Mm-hmm. So they just like to point out the problems and complain, but then never really do anything about it. And that's why you say you're a real Republican. And I like that so much because so many candidates forget what the job actually is of service to the people and to actually put forth policies that you can achieve and to be held accountable. And someone who is running on their record and doesn't want to just be a career politician shouldn't be afraid of accountability.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And I'm not. I want to be accountable. Look, I'm a business guy. If we make a mistake, I'm going to own it. And then I'll say, look, that was a mistake. We're going to go a different direction. We're going to learn from our mistake, but we're going to solve these problems. And that is securing the border. And I say this with all honesty. Is the border secure? And our property, Texas, we have the highest property taxes in the nation. And are they going away? No. Do we have confidence in our election that our votes aren't being stolen? Are we winning the culture war? And of course, the answer to all that's no. And I said, I've got comprehensive solutions to fix all that, and it'll take a long time to explain them all. But so we won't go into the detail. But I do have detailed plans. The main key I do want to say on my border plan is, the key to my plan is I'm never asking permission from the federal government to secure the Texas border, and it's not necessary. Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution gives the governor authority to do what he needs to do to repel an invasion, and this is a premeditated attack, as you know, but also to everything else I'm doing. I'm not asking the federal government for permission. I'm going to prove not just in the United States what it means for Texas to be sovereign. We're going to prove it to the whole world what it means to be sovereign.
Yeah, and that, my friends, is exactly what I love about how you are representing the state of Texas. And every governor in the country should have that exact phrasing of not asking the federal government for permission, just like the state legislatures didn't need to ask the federal government for permission to reclaim their electors or to actually enact and enforce their election laws and to secure their borders. All of these things that you understand and can cite the specific article and section of the Constitution. How many governors and how many state legislators and elected officials can do that. It's because you actually know what you want to do, what you have the authority to do, and how you want to protect the state. And every single politician needs to understand that. And otherwise, I mean, really, you're a statesman, not a politician. I think there's a huge distinction. So you were talking earlier as well about the runoff. And so explain to the Texans who are getting ready to vote why that is so key, because that was new, I think, for a lot of the people that I've already gotten to speak to here in Texas over the last few days. We're actually surprised that that was kind of the direction right now.
Well, in Texas, in the primary, you have to get over 50% of the vote. Otherwise, it goes to the top two vote getters go again. We call it overtime or sudden death or whatever you want, like football terminology, whatever you want to call it.
And Broncos colors, by the way, shout out to Colorado, even though those are the blue and the orange are your campaign colors. And I love it because I'm a Broncos fan. But
are you?
I am from Colorado. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course you would be.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, So, and historically, the person that finishes second place usually finishes in first in the runoff. And in Texas, the perceived most conservative candidate running statewide on a statewide office election almost always wins. In the last 15 years, they won every race. Whoever's perceived as the most conservative. And I find that no one would think that Abbott's more conservative than me. No. He's really hardly even a Republican. He's a Republican in name only.
Yes.
Rhino.
The rhinos.
And I'm a trophy. I'm a trophy hunter.
I love that. I love that. Well, so you're going to a forum tonight, and the election. So the primary and the election is a month away, and so going into your last month, what do you want to tell the people who are listening from Texas, how that's going to go, and any other message you have?
Well, sure. I can. This is a ground-up campaign, and we want everybody to participate in any way they can, use their own initiative, their own leadership skills to come up with ideas to participate. And of course, our campaign's here to help. Block walking or swag or sign waving, or whatever you think you need to do to get the votes, because this is the most important election in the United States in 22, and time could tell. This might be one of the most important elections in the history of our country. The federal government's never going to secure the border. They never have. The only chance is a courageous governor of Texas. I mean, the things I'm proposing for the state of Texas are seismic shifts in how we're going to operate, seismic shifts of how we think, and then I've got it's really systemic all the way through, that we're going to have so much liberty, so much freedom, and so much incredible prosperity in this state. It's just going to be not just a new chapter in Texas history. This is a new book in Texas history. And we've got to save Texas so we can save the United States of America. And that really gives us a chance to save the free world, because the left are coming. And to win the culture war, what we don't have is courageous leadership in this country. We just don't have people with courage that are willing to stand up and fight the left and the socialists and the communists that have taken over our schools and everything else. So, but that's what I'm going to do, and I need everybody to get behind me. You can make small donations or big donations, and go to the website, donhuffines.com. It's HUFFINES. Our greatest days are coming.
Yes, and I love that, and I'm so incredibly proud to be here with you and to help campaign, and I hope that everyone will follow the Bongino principle as well, which is the 10-10-10, to get out and vote, but bring 10 of your friends, ask them to bring 10 of their friends, and then it spreads from there. And so if you can just get 10 of your friends, and everybody has 10 friends, to get out and vote. In the primary, someone was telling me today, in Texas, less than 10% generally of registered Republicans get out and vote in a primary. So really, there is an opportunity to have a huge win and to make sure that Texas will beat out Florida. Because, Don, if you get elected, I think Ron DeSantis will actually be the second most popular governor in America. So.
I promise that.
That's great. Well,
I promise that. I am Biden's worst nightmare.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining me, and I'm really honored to be on the campaign trail with you today. So
Thank you very much, Jenna. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm humbled to have your support.
Thank you. It's my privilege and honor. Before I go, I also want to talk about another great American who is the sponsor of this podcast, and that, of course, is my good friend Mike Lindell. He has been canceled out of so many box stores for simply standing up for his own political opinion. And disagree or not, or support him or not, it is a fundamental right of every American to be able to voice their opinion, and that absolutely includes politics. That absolutely includes issues that are central to our culture. That includes faith. Mike is such a very sincere Christian, and I am proud to consider him a friend, and he is, of course, a friend of this show. So right now, there is a special on MyPillow.com. Click on the new radio listener specials. Get deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including a great towel set, which is a 6-piece set. It includes 2 bath, 2 hand towels, 2 washcloths, made in the USA, regularly $109.99, now just $39.99, but you have to use the promo code Jenna. That's Jenna. That tells Mike that you listen to this show, you're happy that he is a sponsor of this show, and you will get great discounts, but use the promo code Jenna, that's Jenna, either at mypillow.com or call 1-800-564-8475 and use the promo code Jenna. Vaccines have not eliminated the Chinese Fauci virus, so we all need extra protection for our immune systems. My friends at Centurion Labs have combined 5 key ingredients to defend your immune system against allergies, cold, the flu, and even the coronavirus. It's called Centurion Defender, and it incorporates vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, copper, and quercetin in just 1 capsule. No more swallowing 10 pills a day or not taking supplements because the individual cost is just too high. So take 1 Defender with breakfast and 1 with dinner, and keep living your life. Just like the Centurions of Rome led by example and held themselves to the highest possible standards, Centurion Labs has dedicated the last 15 years to research and develop safe, effective, and affordable healthcare products made in the USA that you can trust. For a limited time, listeners of this show can save 20% off their first order of Centurion Defender. Visit centurionlabs.com/Jenna and use the promo code JENNA. Defend your health today with Centurion Defender. That's centurionlabs.com/Jenna and the promo code Jenna. Centurion Labs, that's with an S, centurionlabs.com/JENNA.